Hello, everybody, and welcome back to B&M Podcasts. We're on episode 2 now, and this time we're going to be doing useless debate questions or topics. I'm joined with Mindsheep, of course, because
Hello.
who else? Who else would I do it with? Who else would we do it with?
Exactly.
Um, so yeah, basically the goal here is we're gonna have a topic. We're both gonna give, I'm gonna let Walter pick first because he hasn't seen any of. Well, he's seen a couple or heard a couple of these questions, but for the most part, he hasn't heard any of them. So I'm gonna give him first pick as to which side of the argument he wants, because I've obviously seen all these. I made the list, and whatnot. So I'll let him choose. We'll both give, short arguments, hopefully short. I don't want to go on for an hour
Yeah, hopefully.
on one argument. So, yeah, I guess if we're ready, we'll jump right into question one, or
Let's
topic one.
just jump right into it.
Jump right on in. All right. Number one. Let's see. I don't like how I worded this one in my notes, but how should the toilet paper roll be put on with the
Oh,
going over the
boy.
top or hanging under the bottom? I have one real big argument for one side of this, but I feel like you might take my side. So,
Um,
yeah, you go ahead. Pick.
okay. Well, my family, they, like, usually I'll go into the bathroom and they're like, it's not the side that I wanted, so I'll just flip it over. I'm gonna go with, like, it's pointing down, downwards. So, like, it's coming
So
over the top.
coming over the top.
Yeah.
So the piece of toilet paper you are going after is closer to you, not farther.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, well, I guess why?
Why? I don't, well,
This is
first of all, that's,
completely personal preference, by
yeah,
the way.
that's just how I've been doing it my whole life.
Yeah, no,
And
that's
just
exactly
like
how
it
it is.
just feels weird if I do it the other way. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't really have an argument for this. Like that's just
Yeah,
it.
this is hard to have an argument for. I mostly put it in here to prove a point. In that if you actually you can go look at the original patent for rolled toilet paper,
Mm,
and the way you and me want it, which is over the top, that is actually how the patent shows it meaning to be.
right.
So if you're putting it backwards, you're doing it way wrong.
You're
Reading
doing
the
it
patent.
wrong.
You're
You're doing it wrong.
you're doing it
I
real
I
wrong.
know that people have some very strong opinions about this one.
Yeah, which I don't even know. Like, yet again, this is all just personal preference, really. Because there's no real. I don't know. There's not like a benefit to having
There's
it the
no
other
like
way.
difference really.
Yeah,
Like
I
there's a
saw.
difference,
Well,
but there's not one better than the other.
there was the place I actually got this question from showed a picture of like, oh, what if there's a spider on the bottom side of the toilet paper and you pull it and you'll never know, but if it were backwards, then you'd know. And that's not
That
like a
doesn't make
good
any
argument
sense.
at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's topic one. I don't know.
Yeah, you okay?
There's
Yeah,
much more to hash out there.
I just googled the patent, and I'm gonna put in a picture of it if I remember.
Yeah, it
It
shows it
is. It's
coming
top
over the
down.
top.
Right.
So I mean,
1891 that was patented. Oh, it's gonna be the
basically,
anniversary, September 15th in like 2 weeks.
nice.
Nice, dude. We should celebrate for one of our
Celebrate
podcasts
toilet paper. We're gonna do a whole podcast with just facts about toilet
about.
paper.
Honestly, I'm down. Wait,
Facts,
when?
history.
What day is the 15th? The
Um,
15th is a.
I don't actually know.
It's a Sunday, so we could upload on the 16th. That would be perfect.
That would actually. We could do that. We could do
All right, folks.
All
If
right.
you wanna podcast about toilet paper, hit us up. Let us
that in
know
the
what you
comments.
think.
Oh, I should also add. I meant to add this in the beginning, but if you guys at home come up with any arguments or any thoughts, go ahead, leave them in the comments, because like I kind of want to read some if
Yeah.
you have any that aren't shared in the video,
Right.
I guess.
Hit us up
All right.
if you think we're wrong.
Basically. think one of us are wrong, feel free to scold us in the comments. Uh, all right, topic two.
Alrighty, what is it?
All right, topic two. Me and you actually talked about this the other day when we were, I think we were coming up with this, or I can't remember exactly when it was, but is a hot dog a sandwich?
um, I'm gonna go with yes.
Okay,
I
I'll
know
go
that a
no.
lot of people also have strong opinions about this. In fact, I was in my algebra class during school, and our teacher was talking to another math teacher before class, and they had the argument. So he brought it upon us, and my entire class was going ballistic over it.
Basically.
I'm gonna go with yes, and here's why. Okay, when you go
Okay.
to Subway, the main argument, which I kind of don't want to impede on your argument because you're on the opposite side, but the main
Yeah.
argument against it is that it's one piece of bread, not two.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem I have with that is if you go to Subway, or I guess I've never been to Jimmy John's, but I'm pretty sure at Jimmy
Dude,
John's they
Jimmy
use
John's is real nice. Whenever we're like together again up in
L
that
Town.
town, yeah, L town. We need to go to a Jimmy John's
I'm
because like
down.
you're missing out, but
Am I though?
you really
And
are.
I should
It's 20
mention
times better than Subway. It's 20 times better than any other sub place, at least in
I
my
should
opinion.
mention I'm not a sandwich person. Anytime I go
Yeah,
to Subway
basically.
in my hometown, I order a personal pan pizza because I just don't like Subway.
Basically.
It's kind of weird, but that's just
But
sort
do
of
you
it's
like
my.
hot dogs?
I
Because
do like hot dogs,
if
which
you like hot
so I
dogs,
guess
then according to your argument, you're a sandwich person.
that kind of that kind of contradicts what I said. But anyway, if you like I was saying, if you go to Jimmy John's, I think, or Subway, they do one piece of bread like a hot dog, and they just sort of
Yeah,
stuff the food inside of it. So and that's
yeah,
still a sandwich. It's a submarine sandwich. It's a classification of a sandwich, but it's still
yeah.
a sandwich.
Okay.
Counterpoint. Go.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, counterpoint. Um, I guess like a sandwich. You usually have other things than just like a meat. You put lettuce, cheese, tomatoes,
Right.
pickles, whatnot. But no one really does that on a hot dog, aside from like ketchup, mustard, and like relish, if you're into
Right.
that for whatever reason. So I mean,
I
or
guess.
onions, I guess I've seen on hot dogs, but for the most part, it's just the bread and the meat. There's not really any other toppings, which I feel like should be a classification to being a sandwich as having more than just meat, you know?
Okay. So your argument is that a sandwich has multiple ingredients, not
Yes.
just meat.
Yes. I
I
guess that would be,
I
yeah.
guess I could see that. I'm trying to think of another
At least
sandwich.
in a larger quantity than having some, fried onions or relish on your hot dog.
Okay,
Having like some actual lettuce or something on.
pulled pork sandwich is usually just pork. Now the pork has been mixed in
Uh,
with uh, barbecue sauce. Does that?
yeah.
But I don't know that I consider that an extra ingredient because barbecue sauce is also a condiment.
Yeah.
So would you consider pulled pork
Um,
not a sandwich?
well, I usually put like cheese and stuff on my pulled pork
You put
sandwiches, so
cheese on your pulled pork? Are you insane?
I don't even eat pulled pork all that often.
Well, that's a fair point. Neither do I.
Um, so yeah, I mean,
That just sounds weird to me. Pulled pork and cheese. What type of cheese?
uh,
Like American?
sometimes I really like it with pepper jack. Actually, pepper jack has got to be my favorite cheese for obvious reasons.
Everything.
You get that little bit of spice in
Pepper
there.
jack is
It
lit, dude.
yeah, it goes good with anything.
Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
not wrong.
put it on your sandwiches, put it on your whatever, really.
Okay, you should
Pepper
come to
jack,
my house and we should make a
pepper
pizza
jack is the.
consisting only of pepper jack.
I would be down. That sounds actually good to me.
I'm
Is
down.
that?
Okay,
I mean, basically,
pepper jack is bomb.
could we melt pepper jack cheese over a hot dog?
That I guess it's
That sounds
chili cheese
kinda
dogs,
good.
but instead of like American cheese, it's
I
like pepper
I'm
jack.
not gonna lie, I don't like chili cheese dogs.
Neither do I. I hate chili. Chili's gross.
I don't like. Yeah, I mean, I For being in the Midwest, you'd think we'd like chili more than we do,
No, I absolutely
but
despise it.
like
It's
I can
disgusting.
tolerate it depending. Like my grandma can make a mean chili that like
Right.
I'm down with every day of the week, but you know, for the most part, I'm not a huge chili guy, I guess.
I feel like maybe
Either
my
way.
main issue with chili would be like the only reason I ever ate chili like as a kid, because obviously we make like my dad makes chili cheese dogs every once in a while. But
Yeah.
the only reason I would ever eat chili was because we had it at school in the cafeteria,
Yeah, and then you
and
get the
school
cinnamon roll
food
with it,
is disgusting and it like
basically.
messes up your inside. So I feel like maybe that's why I don't like chili.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I don't know.
I don't actually know what I don't like about chili. I think it might be, at least from the school. The school really makes it like soupy, which is weird.
Don't say that. That's gross.
Because like, whenever anybody else makes it, there's like no water in it, and the
Yeah, it's like
school
a
puts a ton of water in it, or
yeah.
has a ton of water in it somehow. And
Our
so
school
yeah,
makes chili more like a chili soup than
yeah,
it's more chili. I think is more it's like a meat sauce rather than a soup,
yeah,
which is why I feel like our school is not great at making food, which we already knew. But
basically. Basically.
no
All right, we've
offense, but
gotten
like
way off track from hot
yeah.
dog to chili. All right.
What were we
Um.
talking about?
Oh, also, I don't know if you could tell, but like me allergies. So
Yeah,
if my voice sounds different, well, there's another reason for that, but um, it's mostly just me allergies.
me
So
allergies.
I've been dealing with that for a while. Anyway, keeping on the topic of food and I guess now soups. Um, is cereal considered a soup? This is
Uh,
number three.
um,
I'm not gonna lie, I have four tabs open waiting for you to pick the side I hope you pick.
about cereal being a soup?
Yes, I
Is
went into
cereal a soup?
definitions, I went all the way. So,
Um, I don't, I'm gonna go with no.
oof,
Is
okay.
that the side that you did not want me to pick?
No, that's the side I wanted you to pick.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go with no.
Okay, and why is that?
I feel like going back to the sandwich thing. I feel like soup implies that there's multiple ingredients and that it's. I guess I could be wrong about this. I think it implies that it has to be heated. Like I guess there are cold soups, but I feel like when you make soup, you
Yeah.
put it in a pot with other ingredients and you heat it up.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
Which is why I don't think cereal is a soup.
Yeah, this is a real
Also,
wacky
calling it a
one.
soup is kind of disgusting for no reason, but it just is.
A little. For the record, I wouldn't actually consider cereal a soup,
Right.
but going by definitions, I found a way to make it a soup.
It is a soup.
So,
Okay.
are you done with your
Yeah, I guess. I don't really have
opening
anything else.
statements, if
Yeah,
you will?
opening remarks. Done. Go.
All right. So, Merriam-Webster. All right. Soup,
Yeah, define
a
soup.
liquid food,
Okay.
especially, the key being especially. Now, the definition of especially is used to single out a person, thing, situation over all others. All right.
Okay.
So, it's singling out. All right. So, a liquid food, especially with meat, fish, or vegetable stock as a base, and often containing pieces of solid food. So, especially is
Uh-huh.
the point I want to point out. All right,
Okay.
because especially means that there could be other ingredients that you could put in said soup besides meat, fish, and vegetable stock that could still qualify it as a soup. Am I
Okay.
wrong?
No.
Okay. Even at that, wheat is considered a vegetable, and wheat is the main ingredients in a lot of breakfast cereals and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found another definition somewhere that said usually it contains quite a bit of water. So I looked up what percentage of milk is water. 85 to 95% of milk is just water. The rest is proteins. So you put all this together, you have basically a soup. It has vegetables, it has water in it, and it has other proteins that could count as meat, fish, things of that nature. It definitely has vegetables in it because wheat, you know?
Okay. Read the definition to me again.
All right, a liquid food, especially with meat, fish, or vegetable stock as a base, and often containing pieces of solid food.
That is where you're wrong. You read it as meat, fish, or vegetables. It's meat, fish,
Well,
or
yeah,
vegetable
I guess.
stock. Stock
Yeah.
is the key part.
Yeah.
So, by your argument that wheat is a vegetable or whatever grain you're using, it's not. That means that it's a vegetable stock, so it would have to be a wheat stock. So, a liquid that is made by boiling with your wheat or whatever, because that's what stock is.
Yeah.
So by your
Yeah.
own definition, wheat does not count. It counts as a vegetable, but not a vegetable stock. That's the key part of the soup. And
All right.
I don't know.
Uh, Here's another definition. All right. A liquid dish typically made of boiling meat, fish, or vegetables, etc., in stock or water. I guess this was the definition I was thinking of for the
in
water argument.
stock or water.
Yeah, in stock or water. This is
Mm,
from Oxford. So
that would
I
change
guess
things.
I couldn't find this definition. So I settled for the Merriam-Webster one, but I
Right.
guess I found it again. Um, so yeah, I this was the one I meant to use, but I couldn't find it.
Okay. So then, yeah, then you
Um,
would be right.
yeah.
Based on the
So
second
yeah,
definition, the
it's
first
all based
definition,
on whether it's vegetable stock or vegetable. But I
right?
mean,
Because if it's in stock or water, and you said that milk is mainly water and some proteins, what is
sorry,
in
I just have to
milk?
look this up real quick because I know this always comes up. What's the difference between soup and a stew? But I never.
I think stew is like
Stew is cooked slowly in a dish or pan, is what Oxford says. So
I don't know. That's right.
I feel like that.
I think stew is just like
So is chili a stew?
yeah.
Because like generally, chili is done in a crock pot, so it's cooked slowly.
I would say
So
a stew is a combination of solid food ingredients that have been cooked in liquid and served in the resultant gravy. Ingredients in the stew can also be
okay,
vegetable and maybe yeah. So like when you think gravy, it's not like like gravy you put on mashed potatoes or whatever.
yeah,
Gravy is just like the outcome of um like cooking something slowly.
yeah,
So like that soupy like I didn't want to use soupy because that's not what it is, but like that soupy water is technically gravy,
yeah.
and that's what makes it a stew.
Like
So I
a
guess
thick
the
water. I
yeah
guess
the
is
way that you cook it is what makes it a
yeah.
stew.
Okay, okay. I guess we've milked that one for all the content we could get out of it.
Yeah,
We ready for number four?
a little.
Um,
Also, just so
Number
you guys,
four.
before you start, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We do not claim to be professionals about any of this.
Yeah, this is
So,
just
which is
purely
why,
fun.
if you guys have like an actual argument or definition, or like yeah, like a definition, please do write it in the comments and correct us, because
Yeah,
it's helpful to know.
because this was me in an afternoon throwing this
Yeah,
together.
this
So
is sort of just for fun.
basically, all right. Number four, are Cheetos chips? Keeping with our food topics at the moment. This is the last food one for a while, at least.
Are Cheetos chips?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And why is that?
I think for it to be, I don't think a chip like a chip doesn't matter what it's made of. It's the process of it being made, which is like frying it or deep frying it.
Okay.
And well, I guess I
Yeah.
could be wrong about. Well, like, I just had an argument, but now I'm thinking of counter examples. No, that's gonna be my argument. I think because like apple chip. Well, I guess an apple chip isn't deep fried.
In an apple chip, I wouldn't count an apple chip as a chip. You know, because usually chips are made with like corn or flour, and then they
Right.
have like a. I'm debunking my own side here right now, but it has some kind of like a powder or something to it, I guess. Well, that's not true of like tortilla chips.
Yeah,
but, like,
tortilla
you
chips
get the
don't
point.
have an outer
It,
like an
it
outer
it's
layer.
like yeah, but it's I can't even remember what I was talking about right now. What were you? Oh, we were talking about apple chips.
Yeah, apple
So
chips.
apple chips, I wouldn't count as a chip because it's well, one, it's made of apple, which is
How do
nothing.
you
It's
make
not.
apple chips?
I think it's literally just dried apple because it's like banana chips. It's just a dried banana. I
Okay.
think it's like the same thing,
Oh, right. You
basically.
dehydrate
Yeah, you
things.
dehydrate it and then
Right.
cut it
Apple
thin,
chips.
dehydrate it, and then that's your chip.
I think for a chip, it has to be crunchy. If it's crunchy, and I don't know. I guess if it's crunchy and it's, I don't know. I think my only argument is if it's crunchy. That's
What
makes
what
it a
would
chip.
be? But okay, but that also kind of all right. That brings me to a point here. If a Cheeto is a chip, then shouldn't it like crunch and break in a similar way that like a Dorito does? Because it's made of similar things. If it doesn't
Um,
crunch in that same or similar fashion, I mean, not to
no,
mention
and here's
it's
why.
not even the shape of a chip
Well,
or
the
of a
shape to me,
stereotypical chip.
the shape to me does not matter. The difference between a Cheeto and a Dorito is fried, and a Cheeto like I guess I want to say air fried because like it doesn't
Yeah, I think
crisp up.
Cheetos are
It
air
puffs
fried.
up. It puffs up. It doesn't
Yeah.
like crisp up, which is why it's not. It doesn't have the same crunch or like
Yeah.
consistency as like a Dorito or a tortilla chip. But that's still.
Uh-huh.
I don't. I still think it's a chip because it's
Yeah.
not fried in oil. It's like air fried, but it's still fried,
Yeah.
which is I think what makes it a chip. Which is, I guess,
Actually.
you're right. I guess an apple chip wouldn't be a chip, or a banana chip wouldn't be a chip because it's not fried. It's dehydrated.
Yeah. Um, all right. Ingredients for a Cheeto is enriched cornmeal, vegetable oil, so
Oh, so it is fried.
it has to be fried in some fashion. But
Well, I think you need
well,
some vegetable oil to air fry it. Like, it can't just be fried with
yeah,
air.
you actually, yeah.
I think
So
maybe
maybe
that's
they
where that
are
comes
air
from.
fried. All right. Well, I'll
Because if it
admit
was,
defeat on that one because I
maybe
mean,
I was wrong. Okay, I'm just gonna look up the definition of a chip.
yeah, that might actually
A
be a good
thin
place to
slice of
start.
food. It says typically potato, but that's not right. A thin slice of food made crisp by being fried, baked, or dried and eaten as a snack.
All
So
right,
as
but it's
long
not.
as it's thin
It's
and it's
yeah, but a
and it's
Cheeto isn't thin.
crispy, I guess you're right.
Yeah, because like a Cheeto, that goes back to what I was saying before. A Cheeto isn't like your stereotypical like chip shape. I guess it's not a triangle. It's not a circle. It's not
Um,
an oval. It's like a tube. Not even a
a
tube. It's
tube.
a wacky
It's
tube.
like
All
it's a
right.
deformed tube. Um,
So I mean,
hmm. Hang on.
I feel like they make Cheetos in a
Cheeto.
similar fashion that they do like hot dogs, where like they blend up like for a hot dog they blend up like all the scrap pieces of meat and then encase it in a shell. I don't
That's
think they quite
fucking
do that with
gross, dude.
Cheetos, but I think they like mix all the ingredients into like a paste and then like like a toothpaste kind of
Cheetos.
thing, just squirt it out
Hang on.
or something like that. Because they're like
Uh,
wacky. There's no way you can mold that shape, and they're all different. I
I
don't know.
don't think a. I'm going back on my statement. I don't think it's chip. And here's why. Okay, if so, like, in case you guys didn't know this, when you buy like, I'm just going with name brand because that's the only thing I know. If you buy like a
Yeah.
name brand snack, it has like the label or whatever, but underneath it, it has to give you, or somewhere on the bag, it has to give you a description of what it is. So if you, it's
Yeah.
usually like a small font or like not a bright color, like usually like black or something, so you can't really like it's not the first thing you notice. But
Yeah.
on like a Lay's potato chip bag, in the corner it says
Yeah,
potato
it says potato
chips.
chips.
On a Cheeto bag it says cheese flavored snacks, which means the company is not
It's not a
advertising
chip.
it as a chip.
Hmm.
It's just advertising it as a snack, which is what it is. It is a snack, and I guess most people consider it a chip. But I don't think I don't know who makes them, Frito Lay. I don't think Frito Lay is
Yeah.
advertising them as a chip.
You see, I'm glad you debunked your own side because I
Yeah,
never would have that far.
So
I wasn't even thinking of
you
that.
were
So
right.
thank you.
That's like the first thing I thought of is like each um I guess going back to the sandwich thing. Oreos is a sandwich because it's
Yeah, I
two
guess.
pieces of something
Uh-huh.
with filling in the middle.
With
And
filling, yeah.
on the when you go buy Oreos, it says chocolate flavored chip or something like or chip fucking sandwich,
Yeah.
something of that nature. I don't know what it says. Milk flavored chocolate sandwich cookie is what it says.
Something like that.
So it's a sandwich or a cookie. You could
Yeah.
decide whatever you want.
Okay.
Yeah, it says chocolate. Yeah, it's chocolate sandwich cookie. Which so I guess it could so Oreos could be defined as either way, a sandwich or a
Yeah.
cookie because that's what it is.
Yeah.
So
So in
you're right.
conclusion,
And
Cheetos are not chips.
Cheetos are not chips. If you call a Cheeto a chip, you're wrong.
All right, number 5.
Number five.
This is one that I feel can only go one way, but all right, here it
Okay.
is. Number 5. Are you naked if you're wearing socks?
Mm,
I was gonna say it's your pick on a side, so
I'm going to go with no. I have two arguments for both sides.
okay.
I'm gonna go with yes. You are
So
naked
you
if
are
you're
naked even if you are wearing socks.
yes.
Okay. And why is that?
Okay, so for like when you think naked, we all know what naked is. Either your boobs or your
Yes.
ass is hanging out.
Okay, that's
So
one
like I
definition.
feel like for you to be naked, your torso or your groinal area, which includes the butt, that has to be
Okay.
exposed.
All right.
Specific, like, I'm just gonna go with specifically your genitals. If your genitals are exposed, that's what makes you naked. Like a
Oh,
swimsuit, you're not
okay.
naked because you're covering your genitals up.
Yeah.
But like, if you're wearing nothing but socks, your genitals are still exposed, which means you're naked. Like,
Okay.
yeah, I guess
Um.
that's my argument.
Okay. Well, here's. I guess we probably should have started with this, but the definition of naked from Oxford is a person or part of the body without clothes. So, and then you look at the definition, or well, I looked up are socks a clothing item? And it says a sock is a clothing item worn on feet, often covering ankles or part of the calf, as we would say. So, being without clothes is
Mm-hmm.
the definition of naked. But if socks are clothes and you're wearing them, then you're technically, by this definition, not naked because you have clothes on. You just don't have all of your clothes on.
um. Okay, I
Am I
guess
wrong?
you're right. No, you're not
I
wrong.
mean,
But you said a person or part of your body.
yeah, I
So
guess.
you okay? So
Yeah.
you just walked out in the street with just your socks on, nothing else. You are not naked, but um
You
your
could still get
chest is
charged with
naked.
indecent exposure,
Well,
yes.
yeah, obviously, obviously. But like, I would say your chest is naked because you don't have a shirt on or you don't have any
Uh,
clothes on.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
you,
I
I guess,
guess.
you technically are not naked.
Yeah. Because that would be,
That
yeah.
seems
Because
okay.
it says, are you naked? Not, is this part of your body naked? It's if you are in general naked, is the question. And if you're wearing socks, you have clothes on. So technically, you're not naked.
I
But,
guess. But like you said, you're still going to be charged with indecent exposure
well, yeah,
because
you
your
are.
body is not clothed.
For, right, but if I'm walking around in a shirt and pants and I have it unzipped with my junk flopping around, I'm still gonna get charged even though I'm wearing clothes.
Okay, well, hang on. I think indecent exposure just means that you're, like, again, your genitals are exposed.
Yeah, I
It doesn't
guess.
mean that you're naked. It just means that your dick is out.
Yeah.
Okay,
All
so I
right.
guess I was wrong.
All right. Number 6. This is a subjective one, but I feel you're gonna go one way, and I kind of just don't care.
Okay.
All right. Number 6. cats or dogs? We're gonna set the internet on fire with this one, by the way.
Ah, just to preface,
Or
that's the word, right? Preface.
I think so.
I do not have a specific, like, I don't prefer one or the other. I'm an animal person, not a dog person or a cat
Basically,
person or a horse person. I love all
yeah.
sorts of animals. But if I had to pick, I'm gonna go with dog.
Okay, yeah. See, that's exactly how I thought you would go because I'm sort of the same way, but I guess I would prefer cats over a dog.
Right.
I find I find dogs are just often, I guess I'm going straight into my point. I find dogs very smothering, like you come home, they're right there waiting for
Like
you.
energetic.
Yeah, they're energetic. They're
Right.
running around the house, especially if you have a large dog. That can be a big problem. Where a
At
cat
you.
just kind of minds its own business for the most part, and then
Right.
he'll come around you and rub up on you every once in a while. But for the most part, it just stays out of your way and whatnot. I guess
Okay,
that's
right.
my my whole argument.
I mean, you're right, and that's like my argument
Yeah,
is that I like in terms of animals, like I love doing stuff with animals. So like a cat just sort
yeah,
of minds its own business, which I think is why I like dogs more. Or like I guess that's why I would pick dogs over cats if I had to.
yeah,
And like, don't get me wrong, like I still love cats, and cats can be great snuggle buddies if you have like a cat that enjoys that. But most of
yeah,
the time, cats will just sort of like wander around and then like rub against you when they feel like it.
yeah.
Whereas a dog,
Like,
like you said, is energetic and
yeah,
will like loves to play and stuff like that.
yeah. Not to mention, cats. I feel are generally less maintenance. I guess
Right.
because I mean, you clean out their litter box once every couple days, like 2 3 days, something like that,
Mm.
and you feed them, water them, and you know,
Water them.
yeah, water them like a
Let me
plant.
water
Just
my cat real quick.
let me water my cat real quick. But I mean, with dogs, there's you have to well, obviously feed them, water them again, but you have to take them outside. So that's an extra step from just cleaning their litter box
Right.
and refilling the litter, and then you have to spend arguably more time cleaning up the poop out of the yard, especially if you live in town. I guess out in the country, that's not
I
really a
don't.
problem.
I live outside of town, so we just sort of let
Yeah,
it go.
yeah, but in town, we kind of have to,
Yeah,
pick up
you. Yeah.
the poop and whatnot. So, uh, generally, that takes longer than scooping out a litter box. So I
Right.
guess that's yeah. I mean, the cats just, to me at least, seem way less labor intensive. Is that the
Right.
phrase you use? I
And I
guess.
guess going against my point and adding to your point,
Yeah.
um, dog or cats like unless they really fuck up and do something stupid, you don't have to give them a bath like
Yeah.
every time. Like
They bathe themselves. They're like
yeah, they
a
lick themselves and whatever. They clean themselves,
yeah.
so you don't have to spend an hour or 2 hours bathing your dog, or
Yeah.
bathing your cat rather. Whereas a dog, especially because like I said, I live out of town and my dogs are
Yeah.
assholes and go run around in the
Yeah.
dirt and stuff. So every like week or two, I'll have to give them a bath because they stink.
Hmm.
Which I mean, again, like you said, it's subjective. Like I live outside of town, so it probably wouldn't be the same
Yeah.
if we live in town. But that's just my personal opinion. That's
Yeah,
like
no.
what
And
my
our dog he's a husky, but he's very lazy for being a husky. So like
right.
he'll go outside for like an hour, come in and crash like literally the rest of the day. He will not get
Oh,
up. He will sleep the entire day.
neat.
So like he doesn't stink so bad to the point where we have to bathe him once every couple weeks. Like we can get away with a couple months,
Right.
which sounds bad, but like he's inside basically all the time
Yeah.
because he hates being
He's
outside.
not mucking around in
And
them
yeah,
outside.
no, he's not like even in the snow, dude. Like, okay, this is kind of going off track, but in the snow, he will go outside and want to come back in because he's cold.
Yeah, your for being a husky, your dog does not like
My
snow.
husky
Hates
thinks
snow.
it's cold outside. It's like it'll be like 35 degrees, which is cold, but like not Alaska cold, and he'll
Basically,
want to come in. It's wacky, dude.
your husky is not a husky. It's a different
Yeah,
dog in the shape of
basically.
a husky.
It's exactly.
All
So,
right. Well,
are we declaring that for the cats?
I guess.
I just want to put it out there. Like, I don't hate dogs at all. I
Right.
just
You
I would
have a
just
dog.
prefer a cat. Yeah, I mean, I would just prefer a cat. I would still own a dog, but I
Right.
would, you know,
And
I
like
would
you said,
most likely choose a cat over a dog.
this is completely subjective. Like one's not
Yeah,
really better than the other. One of them, I guess,
yeah,
the argument here is one of them's more work,
yeah,
and it's just a different like style. Like how if you like how you leisure in your house. Like if you just want to chill and watch movies every single day and do absolutely nothing, a
yeah.
cat's probably better
Then a
because they're just
cat's
gonna hang
yeah,
out with you.
cat's your option because
But if you
then
like
because
doing
then
stuff,
you're not gonna have to get up and take the dog out in the middle
right?
of your Netflix original, which are
Exactly.
always trash, by the way.
And like I guess that adding to that, if you're like more adventurous and want to do things, it's
Yeah,
you
then a
still
dog's gonna be your
can,
option.
you still can, but it's a lot more
Yeah,
common to see walking your dog than walking your cat. Like there's nothing
yeah,
like wrong with walking your cat. People do that all the time. But
yeah,
like walking like dogs I guess have like you said more energetic, they have more energy, which means they can go out and do things better
yeah,
than a cat could. So it's
yeah.
just more like how you like to do things, like how your life
I
goes.
guess, yeah, I guess it also kind of depends, like, on the dog, because, like, your pug is probably not gonna want to get up and go for a 3 mile walk, whereas my dog could probably go for a 3 mile walk. It's
Oh, don't
although he
underestimate my pug.
wouldn't want to. I don't know, man. He's
Well,
got some
last time
breathing
you came over,
problems.
he went out into the
Well, yeah,
street and
he was
started
also like, yeah,
walking
yeah.
down the street.
I mean, I had to run him back, dude. He was outrunning me, right?
Yeah, it's because
This
like my
this
my
little pug is outrunning me.
he has so much energy, but he just sort of like chills most of the time.
Yeah.
Like if we let him outside, he
All
would
right.
just like run around. But anyway, that's has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah. All right. Are we ready for seven?
We are.
Seven. I guess seven's kind of more subjective too. I feel like that's gonna be like all of these. But
That's fine.
number seven. Do you prefer? Well, I guess I shouldn't say do you prefer. Should you shower in the morning, or evening? 'Cause I have my preference,
I
but
have
it
arguments
never
for
ends up.
either.
Yeah, same here. I have my preference, but I
I do it
I
in the
do.
morning.
Okay, yeah, I end up doing it in the morning, but I prefer to do it in the evening.
Right.
So I guess if you're going morning, I'll go
Okay.
if that's what you want.
Morning. I think one of the biggest, going back to the dog thing, one of the biggest things is I sleep with a dog and he's disgusting. So like
Yeah,
I can't go to school smelling like a dog, which is why
basically.
I shower in the morning. And it just feels like I am one of those people that like I hate getting up in the morning, but like when I wake up, I wake up. Like I'm not tired throughout the day, unless I like sleep at 2 in the morning and wake up at 4.
Unlike me,
Yeah, unlike you. Like when I
constantly
wake up,
tired.
I'm usually pretty much up, unless I'm
Yeah,
like laying down later in the day or whatever. But
yeah,
which is why I like waking up in the morning and then taking a shower is really refreshing because then I like actually wake up.
yeah.
And I guess that's like I don't know. That's my two reasons. I don't want to smell bad for the day, and
Okay,
I don't, and it wakes me up. I guess in the morning.
yeah. All right, I have a couple of reasons why evening is better, but I will admit it's usually, at least for me, it's usually less convenient. Evening, I guess the main point I have here is that when you like if you just hop into bed after a day, let's say you get home and you were outside for in half an hour or something, gardening or whatever. I mean, even just throughout your day, you're getting all that, dirt and grime and nastiness on you, and then you're hopping on into bed, and then you're laying in it for what's supposed to be doctors recommend 9 hours.
Yeah, that
So
doesn't
then you're
happen.
just sitting in that, and that's not a very comforting feeling.
Right.
So that's why I guess a shower before bed, you wouldn't marinate in that gross stuff. You
Marinate.
wouldn't marinate in the big gross, if you will.
That's
Um,
disgusting.
and then I guess the second one is, just after a long, stressful day, it feels good just to get in a hot shower for 10
Right.
minutes or whatever. And, it's just, especially like right before bed, like half an hour before going to bed,
Right.
if that. You hop in there and then you get out and you're like ready for bed.
For your bed,
So
yeah. I
I
definitely
guess
like
that's my
understand
argument.
the appeal and like why you would like
Yeah,
shower in the evening to like wash off the day and like
yeah,
okay, this day is over now, it's time for bed, like you said.
yeah.
And like I guess it's better.
It's
Like,
it's very situational, I
right.
guess, because like
It's
you sleep with a dog, so if you only showered before you go to bed, you'd come
it's not
to
gonna.
school smelling like a
Yeah, it's not
dog.
gonna do
Whereas
anything.
me, I don't sleep with a dog, so I can get away with showering in the evening and going about my day.
Right.
So
And that's why like you will come to school and be like, yeah, I didn't shower today, and people are like, oh, that's
yeah,
disgusting. But in reality, it's not. You showered
yeah,
last night, so.
I showered the night before.
And I guess
But I
in
mean, well, for the
realistically,
most part, though, I mean, the vast majority of the time, I'm showering in the morning, but it's early enough that by the time I come into school, it's mostly dry.
right.
Like my hair's mostly dry and stuff.
Hmm.
Because like I never really get to shower in the evening because my mom always showers in the evening. Well, she showers in the evening and in the morning, so that's how dedicated she is. Um, but yeah, I mean, when she's getting ready for bed, she's blow drying her hair and all that, and she usually hops in the shower at like 8, and
Oof.
she's not out here till like 9. So if I'm busy from like 9 to 9:30 doing like literally anything, then I can't get in the shower because she goes to bed at
You
9:30.
yeah, you missed your opportunity.
So I really have to squeeze in shower, and that it never works out.
Yeah.
So that's why I always end up showering in the morning, but I prefer to shower in the evening, I guess.
Right. And like you said, it's very subjective and very situational. It just depends on what your situation
Yeah,
is.
it really
But
depends on who you are, what your day to day life is, just stuff like that.
and what you said about your mom, that was actually gonna be my next point, is that it's very nice and like refreshing to do both because like when you go to bed, like you can take a
Yeah,
shower and then it'd be nice to like just sleep in bed and you'll feel nice. But then when you wake
yeah,
up, it's nice to like actually wake up. So like in theory,
uh-huh.
I personally I would love to do both, but A, that's a lot of water that you're wasting,
Yeah, that's a
and
lot of
B,
water.
it's just like it's not completely necessary, especially for like my situation. Like we said, it's situational. So if you can afford to waste that much water or you want to waste that much water, that's fine. Go ahead and do it, and that'd be
Yeah.
super cool. But I can't.
And I guess another thing, not really towards the point, but towards a point you kind of started with it's a lot of water, but there's also scientific studies that are coming up that are showing that showering like every day, like once a day, is bad for you, like bad for your
Wow.
skin and bad for your hair and stuff. Because think about it, if you're rubbing chemicals all over your skin, all up in your hair every day, you're drying out your skin, so your skin will be able to cut easier or get cut easier. And then of course you're just creating, more, like your skin's more dry, so it'll trap more bacteria and whatnot. And then for your hair, it'll dry out your hair, all kinds of stuff like that. So I mean, but I've read a couple of articles saying that. I haven't looked into the actual clinical studies, so like take this with a
Right.
grain of salt. But
Yeah.
just from what I've read so far, it's really not good to shower every day. They say, I think from those articles I read, the people doing the studies said you should shower like 3 times a week tops, which is
3 times a
not a
week.
lot.
That's fucking
Which is like
gross. First of
scary,
all.
not a lot, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that extreme, but I would try to at least get in, 5 showers a week, something like
Right.
that,
And like sometimes I'll
4 or
skip on the
5.
weekend because I don't fucking feel like it.
Yeah. Well, and
Like today.
there's a difference when like all you're doing is sitting around the house. You're not gonna get
Right.
dirty, but if you're out all day at school, running errands, going to work,
Shit
all
happens.
that, and then you come home, you should probably shower. If you're
Right.
lounging around all day watching Netflix, you're probably okay.
Yeah.
But, you know. All right, number 8. This is completely subjective, like actually completely subjective. But do you like crunchy or creamy peanut butter more?
Crunchy.
Same. God. All right.
I mean, I don't really don't care. Like my
Yeah, I mean, if peanut butter's peanut butter. If
right.
I'm really wanting a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I'm gonna slather whatever peanut butter I got on there.
Yeah.
But I prefer the crunchy stuff,
I just feel
personally.
like first of all, this is a very unpopular opinion. I don't think very many people like crunchy. I think a lot more people like creamy, which
Yeah, I
again, peanut
feel
butter is
like.
peanut butter, so like it's fine. But there
Yeah.
have been times where we had creamy peanut butter, and we had like a bag of peanuts, and I literally sat down and like busted open those peanuts
Yep.
and put
Yep.
it in my peanut butter because I like
Mm-hmm.
crunchy peanut butter that much.
I have done that.
And going back, it's like it's kind of situational. So like my brother and my well, I guess my brother because he's really the only one that eats it. He like really does not like crunchy peanut butter, and I love crunchy
Yeah.
peanut butter. So I feel like it's not very fair to him to like only
Yeah.
because like I'm okay with creamy, so I may as well just like it's
Yeah.
better to have one person like it and one person be okay with it than one person like it and one person hate it. So we usually just get
Yeah.
creamy because that's what he wants, and that's fine. So
Mhm.
it's like you said, it's very subjective. So like I like crunchy peanut
Yeah.
butter just because it's like it has more to it than like a
Yeah.
mouthful of
There's
dry
more.
sticky stuff.
Yeah. It's more of a 3D thing, I guess,
Yeah,
than a
I think it just
2D.
has more flavor.
I just kind of I tend to like crunchier foods, I guess, but
Right.
well, to a point. I pulled out a ice cream sandwich once out of the fridge that apparently had like a hole in the package or something, and so like the cookie was crunchy. I no joke, I threw up everything I ate before that ice cream sandwich because I could not do it. Like if something isn't the consistency it should be, I will absolutely throw it back up. And that's
Oh,
exactly what happened.
okay.
So yeah, I don't have very fond memories of ice cream sandwiches, but
Seems
yeah,
legit.
I mean, I don't even have like a good argument for creamy peanut butter. I
I don't
mean,
know.
I just, I guess, I guess if you're around like younger kids and stuff, definitely buy creamy because the crunchy obviously creates more of a choking hazard than a
Right.
creamy peanut butter would. Um, but even then, if you are dealing with, I mean, like infants, or well, not like infants, but like younger than infants, probably shouldn't be giving them peanut butter in the first place. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't
But
be feeding infants or like
yeah,
toddlers
but I
peanut
mean,
butter
I guess,
because peanut butter
I
itself is
guess,
a choking hazard because it's so
well, yeah, because
sticky
it's
to
so
like your
thick.
mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's very thick.
yeah, but you know, I just, yeah, I guess aside from child age and pure preference, that really determines this one. So
Yeah.
I guess we won't dwell on that too long. Number 9. Are sandals shoes?
Mm, no.
Okay.
It's footwear. It is not shoe. Like a shoe.
Okay.
I feel like a shoe was made to protect you, and that's well. First of all, that's what shoes are made for. They're made to protect you, and the sandal isn't going to protect shit. It's going to
Yeah.
kind of protect the bottom of your foot, but if something falls,
Yeah.
you're screwed.
Yeah. I guess it also kind of depends on the sandal. Cuz like they have some sandals that are like open but they have like a rubber like on Converse how it has like the rubber white part on top of the toes. They make sandals like that where there's stuff covering your toes but like then it's mostly open on like the sides and top. So
Oh,
like
right, right, right.
protection is kind of it's not the same, but it's still not, I guess, completely out the window, depending on the sandal. Because like if you're wearing like flip flops, which
Right, and
I guess can be classified as a sandal,
yeah,
um,
that's what I was going to get to is like
then
there's
yeah,
different classifications of sandals. Like flip flops would be
yeah,
one of them. But like you're saying, there's like some that cover up your toes. But even then, I
yeah,
still wouldn't consider it a shoe.
yeah. And by the definition, I guess that
Yeah, what is a
really,
shoe?
well, this is from Oxford. There's two definitions. One, a covering for the foot, typically made of leather having a sturdy sole and not reaching above the ankle, which the only part of that
Mm,
definition that a sandal does not meet is covering the foot for at least the sandal I'm thinking of, because it's the one I'm thinking of is made of leather, has a sturdy sole, and doesn't reach above the ankle.
mm-hmm.
And then I guess it covers the toes, but that's not the entire foot.
Yeah, that's not the
Then the
foot.
second definition is something resembling a shoe in shape or use, which that one would support a sandal because it's a generally a similar shape and has the same use. You put it on your foot.
Yeah, but it doesn't cover your foot
Helps.
completely.
Yeah, it doesn't. It
That's
doesn't
like
cover the
that's
foot.
the use part is
Yeah,
getting me.
yeah. I'm gonna put in a cough drop because my throat.
Yeah, a little.
So
I've been
I'm sorry
chugging
for
water
the.
this whole time.
Yeah, I'm sorry for the non-professionalism
Yeah,
of
come on,
this.
man.
I'll have another
Unprofessional.
one, but
Unprofessional.
yeah.
I am
Um,
accepting applications for new co-hosts. Preferably someone who's a little more professional than that. But
good luck, dude.
yeah, that's
Um, yeah, I've been eating cough drops all day because that's just how my
eating
allergies
cough
are
drops. He
working.
says.
Anyway, yeah, I
Our
mean,
new
I have
debate:
to
do you
give
eat
this.
cough drops or not?
Actually,
I'm gonna go with no.
the root beer cough drops, 10 out of 10. Like, I
That
don't even
sounds
like root beer,
disgusting.
but root beer cough drops, oof.
I think I've had one of those and it
Um,
was not good.
that was all right. You know, grandma candy. That was grandpa. My grandpa ate those things because he would sit there and eat them all day. So
You just don't know what grandma candy is? Like,
like
those
the
little
little
caramel things.
peppermints
Oh,
or yeah, the
peppermints,
little caramel
caramels.
things or
Um, that there's like
the
a
little strawberry
strawberry. Yeah,
wrapper
the
looking
strawberry
things.
ones. Yeah, that's grandma
Um,
candy.
yeah, just think of if you were is this doesn't help ye atheists, but if you were sitting in church and your grandma passed you a piece of candy, just what you think it would be. Like I guess the Werther's caramel things would
Right.
technically be grandma candy because I've seen those passed out from my grandma has passed those out to me. So yeah,
And
just
like I
stuff like
said,
that, you know.
if you don't go to church, if you lived with your grandma for any amount
Yeah,
of time,
if
you would
you
find them
visited your
everywhere.
grandma once, she would give you a piece.
Yeah, they would be also just randomly everywhere in your house, no matter where you look.
Yeah,
There'd just be a piece
they'd
of
be
candy
whipping them
sitting
out
there.
of their pockets every
Yeah,
5 seconds.
how much candy do you just have in your pocket, Grandma? Please tell me.
Dude, and that's the best part about it though, because it's always candy that's like pure sugar, so it
Yeah.
never goes bad. So like it could have been in their pocket for like 3 years,
and
and you would have no clue.
you could find it like under the cushion of a couch, and as long as it was still wrapped up, you'd probably still eat it.
Basically. All right, we've gone
Yeah.
from
Anyway, that
sandals
has
being
nothing to do with
to
anything.
grandma candy,
I
but
don't even know how we
um,
got there.
all right, number 10. This is kind of wacky. Is Home Alone a Christmas movie?
Um.
Because when I first think about it, I go one way, but when I really start thinking about it, I go the other.
For reference, I have not seen the movie in a very, very long
Yeah, me
time.
neither. Me neither. But I
But
can remember enough of it.
I'm gonna go with yes.
Yes. All right. That's that's exactly how I was banking on you going.
I feel like
Not like I
as
have a good argument the other way, but
one, it takes place during like winter or Christmas time. It does it not?
no, it does.
Okay. And like I feel like one of the more vivid scenes is like the Christmas tree in the house.
Yeah.
And like I don't when did this movie come out? Because if it came out during like
It was
Christmas
like the
time,
late '90s, like early 2000s. I can't remember the exact
I think it
release.
was
I can look it up.
99. Oh my god, you liar. It came out in 90.
It came out 1990. Okay.
Yeah. Well, the DVD was released in 99, so maybe that's where
Yeah.
you got it. Why was the
November
DVD
16th,
released
1990.
Wait, why was the DVD released 9 years later? Can I ask?
Basically.
That's weird. Anyway, it's November 16th. That's
Yeah.
I would say that's Thanksgiving time, but a lot of people don't agree with me.
Yeah, that's absolutely
because
Thanksgiving.
everybody just goes straight to Halloween and goes straight to Christmas.
Yeah.
Everybody forgets about Thanksgiving. But anyway, and yeah, in the poster or the I guess the cover of it, there's a Christmas tree in the background, which is why I most people would consider it a
Yeah.
Christmas movie.
Yeah. My cat
Oh
would like
my
that.
god.
That would be nice. Um, basically. All right, you guys are gonna have to deal with some animal sounds right now because we're just gonna keep on trucking.
I'm
Um,
yeah.
all right. My main thing is, I guess, for the vast majority of the movie, there isn't like it's obviously Christmas time in New York. That's the setting.
Right.
But the vast majority of the movie is Kevin kind of outwitting these thieves, I feel, rather than like actually Christmas.
The
So
plot,
I feel
I
like
agree. The plot has absolutely nothing to do with
yeah,
Christmas.
exactly. That's my main thing because you think of a Christmas movie, you think Christmas is a big part of the plot, but I don't
Right.
really get that when I think Home Alone. I think it's more of like they coexist, I guess, would be the way I'd put it.
Right.
They're happening at the same time and they're mildly linked. Not
Right.
really. I mean, because like at the end of the movie, you can make that argument. At spots in the movie, you can make the argument. But for the vast majority of the time, I feel like they don't really connect. I guess
Right.
so.
Like the setting,
I mean,
it takes place during Christmas, but
yeah,
like I said, the plot has nothing to do with Christmas.
yeah,
Like we could remove the scenes that are Christmas related, and you'd be like, okay, this is a movie about a kid tricking robbers,
basically,
which is what it is.
yeah,
So there's arguments for both. I would say yes, just because it's like most people. I would say mostly because like most people watch it during Christmas because it came
yeah,
out. Again, I disagree, but it came out during Christmas time,
yeah.
which is why. And
It's
that's
in the ballpark, I
it's
guess.
it's it's really not. It's like well over a month before,
A
but
little, but
that's Christmas
well,
time
it's
apparently.
close enough. Yeah, I would say no for the simple fact that just the main plot has very little to do with Christmas.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. All right. 11. We are halfway through at this point.
Oh, it's
Well,
been
there's
an
20,
hour.
so question 10 was halfway. 11. Pop or soda? This
Uh,
is completely where you grew up and who you grew up with. I want to point that out.
I could be wrong. People on the East Coast would absolutely not say pop.
People on the East Coast call it Coke most of the time.
Right.
So you walk into a
As
restaurant and you have to say, I want normal Coke. Because
yeah,
they call everything Coke. Pepsi
right,
Coke, Fanta Coke, whatever.
right.
But we
As
Midwesterners,
yeah, growing up in the Midwest,
you hear pop.
pop. Um,
Growing up anywhere else, soda or Coke.
yeah. My parents are Hispanic, in case you guys did not know that, and like I guess as a kid growing up, we called it soda because I feel
Yeah.
like calling it pop is like strictly a Midwestern thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, we're
I
like,
guess there's also soda pop, which is
which
I don't
is
know. I don't know.
disgusting, and you need to stop saying that.
Yeah, I don't even know like because you think of someone saying pop, you immediately think Midwest. When I think of soda pop, I don't know like where that would
I feel like old
rather
people
than
say
like
soda pop. Like,
yeah,
I
that would
could
be like an old
wrong.
people,
Yeah, it's an old
I
people thing,
guess.
not a Midwest thing.
But
But
okay, here's my thing. I grew up saying pop,
right,
but now I say soda more than I say
yeah,
pop. I used to be at the point where I would say I'm like equally.
yeah,
But yeah, now I'm basically I strictly say pop.
and like growing
Unless
up,
unless someone says pop to me, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I'll go get a pop or like whatever.
yeah, and like you were talking about growing up in the Midwest, I've heard pop every single day of my life,
Yeah,
which is why like I'm not confused by the word pop. I know what pop is, and if I say soda, people will also understand me. Pop and soda are like interchangeable.
yeah,
But and like sometimes I will say pop just because like you said someone says pop to me I'm like oh okay yeah
yeah. I catch myself if someone says pop to me, I'll start saying pop just subconsciously.
yeah
Like I won't even think about it, but I guess
yeah
that's more to just I guess trying to not confuse them.
Mm-hmm.
or something like that.
Right.
But I mean,
And I'll come over and help you with something. I'll just like be over really quick, and your mom will ask me if I want to pop.
yeah,
Like your mom says pop a lot.
yeah. My mom and dad strictly say pop. Um, I'm not sure about my brother because he doesn't drink it
He
anymore, which
doesn't.
is wacky. He doesn't.
You know, my
Um,
brother is the same way.
uh, he quit drinking pop actually because of his swim. He
Right.
didn't want the sugar intake and whatnot, so he quit, and he hasn't had a drink of soda in I think he's up to like a year and a half now,
Mm.
and he's starting to drink like bubbly, which isn't pop obviously, but
It's
it's
disgusting.
closely related, I think. But well, yeah, it's nasty to us, but like think if you haven't had a soda in a year and a half, you've mostly forgotten, you know, I guess not really the taste, but like the sugar that's
Mm.
in it.
Right.
So a bubbly might taste okay to you
Yeah.
at that point. But yeah, if you come over from pop, at least for like me and you're not gonna probably like bubbly.
Yeah. And like you said, your brother stopped drinking pop because of swim. My brother stopped drinking. Now I'm saying pop because he did soccer, so he hasn't had like a soda or a pop in
Basically.
I would say 2 years, 2 or 3 years. Like when we go out to a
Huh.
restaurant, he won't even drink pop. Then he'll just like have a lemonade or a water or
Yeah,
something.
that's my brother.
Yeah,
Um,
it's interesting.
my yeah,
And you and me don't do sports, so like we can have as much
yeah.
as we
So
want.
like we can yeah. All right, we're back. We're back. Um,
Basically,
so we took out a few.
we did.
So we're gonna jump to 13. We yeah, because we were on 12, but we're already an hour in. So 13. Does everyone see the same colors? I'm not sure. I saw this in a Vsauce video. Like, does my red look like your green?
Vsauce, Michael here.
Yeah, basically.
Michael.
Like, does my red look like your green? But I've always known that as red, so I just think of that as red. You know?
Wait, what?
Like, so you see you see green as green, all right,
Okay.
but theoretically, it could be what you see as green is like what I see as blue, you know? And there's no way to tell because you can't be like, "Oh, is it a bright color?" Because if I grew up thinking black was yellow, then I'm going to say, "Yeah, it's bright." When it's black, I mean, it's dark, but
Colors are weird because you
you
can't explain colors.
yeah, exactly. You
If
can't
you
explain a color. So,
like you said, the best you can do is bright, and that's very like subjective. Like bright
yeah,
and
like
dark
if
and
I've grown up with like a military van green being my I don't know, lime green.
right.
Okay, that was a bad example. If I hold up. Let me
See,
come up
this
with
is
something a
you get like
little better than
flustered
that.
because you can't explain colors.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. If I'm thinking of what's like a dark color, I can't think. All right,
I
okay.
thought your
We'll just
example
say
was pretty
black
good.
again.
Okay,
We'll
black.
we'll use black again. If I have always seen black, a dark color, really dark
Right.
color, as my lime green, and you say, "Is lime green dark?" I'm gonna say, "Yeah, lime green's dark," but like I've never known any better than this is bright, even though it's black. If I've always been taught that this is green, this is a bright green, I'm gonna say, yeah, that's a bright green. There's no way to tell, you know?
Yeah.
There's no way to tell if I see a color differently than you see a color.
I need to look something up. There's
Unless, I guess you can use the science argument that this wavelength is always going to bounce off and be this exact color, but I don't know if there's a possibility that there's a difference in people's eyes brains even that would
Yeah.
pick colors up differently. I don't know. This is a very interesting subject that I really want to
Because
like. I
yeah.
wish we could find out, but I don't know that there's a way to even figure this out.
Like a color test, like I'm gonna
I
show you a color and you tell me what it is and like we'll compare results.
right,
I
but
don't
yet
know if that's a
again,
thing.
if I show you a red,
But I guess whoever made the
it,
test has a different point of view
yeah,
of what we had.
because like, well, even then, it's hard to like. You're not gonna know what they actually see. 'Cause, I
Right.
mean, yet again, if I've been brought up that blue is this color, but my blue is your purple, then it's gonna be different. Or my blue is your pink.
And that's a good
It's
well
gonna,
like that's a good like thing to think about is like um the purple and blue they're very similar
yeah,
colors. So like
yeah.
what you know as purple and what I know as blue could be the same thing, but we're
Yeah, I guess
disagreeing.
blue and purple were a bad example. There's colors like that are kind of in between that everyone always argues about. So
Right.
that was kind of a bad example. But like, if my dark blue is your pink, there's no way we could figure that out even with like a color test. Like, what color do you see here? Because that's always been this
Well,
color to me.
the way to figure that out would be we have a group of people who all look at one color and they all tell us what they think it is.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you show them the same color, because you have to think if they've always been taught that I don't know if they've always been taught that this is white, all right. The background of a Google Doc is white, all right.
Okay.
But if my eye or brain is perceiving that as like you're black, then there's no way to figure that out because I have always known this to be white. If my white is your lime green, we're not going to be able to figure that out because I'm just going to tell you, yeah, that's white. And I mean,
No,
that's
but I'm
always
gonna
been
tell
white.
you no, that's lime green. And if 10 other people say no,
Well,
that's
no.
lime green, then we know that your eyes are fucked and you need to go get new eyes. You need to go
Well, that's
get
like,
new eyes.
well, because that's like a color blindness. That would be how they figured that out, or figured that out,
Well,
like
that's what you're
similar to
saying,
how
is
they
it
figured
not?
that out. No, I'm saying like, okay, I perceive something one way. But this is really hard to explain. This is I don't know.
Dude, are
There's
you
not really
colorblind? Rockefeller one
no
confirmed
no 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 no
colorblind? Not
no.
clickbait?
But if I see, all right,
Alright.
hold up. If you look up a color wheel, all right,
Okay, I will do that right now. I'll do it on my phone.
just yeah, like the first image that pops up on Google, and you shifted each colored name. You shifted one to the left, all
Okay.
right, and that's how we brought you up. We told you orange is yellow. Like how
Oh, to
we
the left, right,
perceive
okay.
orange, I tell you that's yellow. I tell you that this orange or this red is orange. I tell you this violet is red.
Okay.
If we go around that and we bring someone up to believe that, then we show them that color, they're going to say, "Oh, that what we perceive as orange is a yellow." It would be like that. It would
Oh,
be like
I
that, but
see
they
what you're
were
saying.
born into that. They were born.
So what you're saying is
So
you and me.
if I perceive an orange as your yellow, I'm always gonna say that's yellow, when really I'm seeing to you what would be an orange. I hope I didn't
Okay.
confuse you.
No, I think I get it. I think I okay. So we're both seeing the same color,
We are both,
but I'm
well,
calling it a different color because that's what I was
we're
taught was that color.
not quite. We're seeing it's the opposite of that. We are seeing the same name of color, but we are perceiving different colors.
Yeah, that's what would be, like not color blindness, but like color. It's like blindness, but we can still see the same color. That's what that is. It's like if we
No,
were
but
like,
like, does my brain not work or is different to a point where I see a yellow as a green? But I've always been taught that that green that I see is a yellow. If you show me a a, a yellow that I've seen as green, then I'm gonna tell you that it's a yellow when it's not. Or hold up. Okay, now I'm getting confused.
I think
Hold
I
up.
no. Okay, I think I get it. Okay, so going back to the yellow green thing, we both look at a banana.
Yes,
We've
we both
all,
look
as
at a
a
banana.
society, called it yellow.
Yes.
But I see yellow as a banana yellow, but
Yeah.
you are seeing lime green, like the color of a lime, like the fruit lime green. But you're calling it yellow because that's what you've been told.
Yes. Yes, exactly. I'm calling it yellow because I've always perceived this yellow color as a lime green. So I'm going to call that yellow when really I don't perceive yellow the same way that you would. But there's no way to know if we perceive colors differently to each other because there's no. I mean, I can say it's bright, but yet again, if I'm thinking of a black, if I see this banana as black, when you see it as a normal banana yellow, I'm going to tell you that that's a bright color because I've
Told
been
that
told my
black is
entire
bright.
life. I've been told my entire life that yellow, this yellow, which I see as black, is bright. I'm going to see that as bright.
That's kind of weird to think about.
Exactly. It's really strange, and the thing is, we'll never know. There's no way to test that. There's no way to test I mean, unless you can literally swap. I
Eyeballs.
mean, just that part of the brain and like eyes. If you
Yeah.
could swap that with someone, but even then, I mean, yeah, it's just weird to think about. It wasn't even really a debate question. I thought we
Well,
could turn
even
it into
okay,
one,
even
but
then, even then, if we did swap the part of the brain that thinks that way, or
yeah,
perceives color, nothing would change because your brain would be thinking that's yellow.
I
So
guess,
there's
yeah.
literally, unless I'm messing up the brain, and there's other parts of the brain that tell us what I don't know. I don't know how the brain works.
Well, because the backside of the brain, most of the backside of the brain is what takes care of your vision. So
Hmm.
if you could swap that part of the brain with someone else's part of the brain, would you see? I mean, that would not only be a risky procedure, but there
And
wouldn't
not
be a whole lot
physically
of gain
possible
from it.
because that's not how brains work.
Well, actually, I'm gonna be careful saying this. There was a planned surgery a while ago. I don't know how it went, but or if they've even done it yet. But they were planning to do like a human head transplant because this guy was like
The head?
paralyzed from the neck down. So they were trying
Oh,
to remove his head and put it on a good body and see
I
if
that did happen. I
if that would
don't
work.
know
I
what
can't
did.
remember. I remember reading. I thought it happened because they were able to successfully do it on mice. I do remember that, but I can't remember reading how the actual procedure went or if they actually did it.
Um,
But I don't know. That would probably be different than transplanting a single part of the brain because that's. I don't know that you could actually do that.
it has not happened yet. I don't think. This I used to look up head transplant. And there's a description or whatever, but there's two videos
Yeah.
from 2016. The title I'm not gonna watch it or whatever, but the world's first head transplant recipient wants a better life. And I think in 2016 that's them like talking about what the procedure is
Yeah,
and
I
what it's
think that
going to
was them
be.
talking about.
And then in 2019, so this year, April 9th, volunteer, so it hasn't happened yet, for the first ever head transplant surgery
Hmm.
changes his mind.
Oh, so it didn't
So
happen.
I don't think it's happened yet. And then if you read this is from Wikipedia, so like, um,
Yeah.
it might not be correct, although I'm assuming
Chill.
it is. Head transplant is an experimental surgical operation involving the grafting of one organism's head onto the body of another. Many experiments, the recipient's head was not removed, but in others it has been. Experimentation has begun in early 90s or 1900s. As of 2019, no lasting successes have been achieved.
Because I could have sworn I read that they at least had a successful like lab mouse
Probably.
version of it, but well, because that says they have no examples of it, so that would be a counterexample to what I'm saying.
Right.
So I don't know, but that's just it's weird to think about that.
Right. Yeah, anyway, yeah, there's no way, from what
Yeah,
we know, there's no way to actually, like, switch our
yeah,
colors or whatever. But
yeah.
it is weird to think about that what you see is not what I see, but we still
Yeah,
know it's the same
but
thing.
we know it as this. We both know it as this one thing, but we
Yeah.
both see something different. That's how I should have put it before when you were confused.
Yeah. No, I get it. That's just
Yeah.
that's really weird to think
Yeah,
about.
it's really weird dude, I'm not even kidding. When I first watched that video from Vsauce, like I kind of shrugged it off, but then I was laying in bed that night and no joke, I was thinking about ways that this could be tested for like 3 hours straight. Like I was up
Right.
till like
It's
4 in the
hard to
morning just thinking
grasp,
about
and
this.
it's hard to grasp, and I'm really sorry if you're at home and you still don't understand it. I'm gonna put in a color wheel and try to figure out how to like
How to
physically show you
edit
what
it.
we're talking about. But
Yeah.
once you do grasp it, it's really trippy to think about.
Yeah.
It's just I,
I think I know a way that you could do it, not quite with a color wheel, but I'll we'll talk about that afterwards.
okay.
So anyway, on that note, we'll move to question 15 or topic 15.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is probably gonna be our
from
last one, I think, because
13,
we spent a
last
long
one.
time talking about the
Okay,
color
I
wheel.
want to get through at least 17 because
Okay.
17 is just a wacky, funny one.
All right.
All right. 15. Should bicyclists be able to ride on the sidewalk? I will give you first pick on yes or no.
No.
No. Okay, why is that?
I think, well, first of all, there's a bike lane for a reason,
Well,
and
yes, but not in the town we live in, not in a lot
and
of
that because
towns around us.
that's what I'm getting to is that's the
Yeah,
problem, is that streets
yeah,
should be designed with a bike lane because one, biking on the main like car street, like the main
yeah,
car lane is dangerous, but I also
yeah.
believe that if you don't have a wide enough sidewalk, biking on the sidewalk is just as dangerous as driving or as
Mm,
biking on the road, because you can
okay.
not only hurt yourself but you can hurt other people. But like if you um are biking on the road and you get into an accident, the person who's going to be hurt is going to be you. There's no way that a bike could take out a person in
Yeah.
a car. Whereas if you're biking on the sidewalk, you can take out yourself and multiple other people depending if you get into depending on the situation.
Yes, I
But the
guess.
problem arises when we've already built cities that don't have bike lanes.
Yeah, that don't
So
have
you
bike lanes,
have
and then
to
you're
bike
eating
on the
into
sidewalk.
property lines,
Yeah.
which in most cities is already a
You'll be
problem.
you'll be going into
My
property lines,
my
and
thing is,
the like infrastructure that you built underground is already fucked because
yeah.
you have to move stuff.
My thing is, I feel at least for me, the vast majority of cyclists I've seen that ride on sidewalks are fairly courteous. Like they're not, you know, full high gear, sweating,
Right.
just
No.
going as fast as they can, running into people. They're usually fairly courteous. They share the sidewalk. They'll slow down when people are approaching or when they're approaching people,
Right.
stuff like that. So I think I wouldn't go so far as to make it like a ticketable offense or anything, or
No. I
maybe I
definitely
would. But
agree.
if you if you're intentionally riding recklessly on a sidewalk where
That should
people
be
are walking,
ticketable.
then yeah, that should be ticketable. But if I'm just riding on a sidewalk, being courteous, slowing down, letting people walk past, whatever, I I don't see a problem with that. And that's the
Right.
majority of people I tend to see biking. Like, I don't see a whole lot of, like I said, just
A-holes.
going fast, being reckless, I guess, would
Yeah.
be the way to put it. But I can see how that would be a problem in like New York City, where all the sidewalks are full. You're not gonna have room
Yeah,
for
you're
cyclists,
not
but they have a
biking.
bike lane there.
Yeah, yeah.
So then that kind of, but in L Town, they don't. I mean, there's a couple streets that have bike lanes, but
The majority of the city
the
doesn't.
majority of the majority of it doesn't, and there's a lot of busy traffic there. Um,
Yeah.
so, and I guess if you're doing it recreationally, they have bike trails up there.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you're doing it recreationally, you should those. But like here where we live, we don't have those, so we're kind of
No.
stuck to the street. Um, but we're also lucky here where there's not like a whole lot of people, so
No, I think you're
or
definitely
and there's
right.
not even a whole lot of traffic on the street.
Like riding on the sidewalk shouldn't be an offense, but if you're doing it in a very dangerous manner, then yeah,
Yeah,
you should
then
get a
that would
ticket. It's
yeah
no different than driving on the street. Driving on the
yeah.
street is not
If
illegal.
I'm
That's what they're used. But
yeah
like if you're being dangerous, you get a ticket or you
yeah
might even
if
go to
you're
jail.
intentionally speeding and
Yeah.
swerving at people, then yeah. But I mean, yeah, it should be the same on sidewalks, I assume. All right, last one. Number 17. Supposed to be 20. That didn't happen because we were pressed
A
for
little.
time. But the last one, we're ended on a real funny one here. All right. Number 17, without further ado. Could Waluigi defeat Big
Oh,
Chungus?
could Waluigi for just so yes, in case you didn't hear, could Waluigi defeat Big Chungus?
I'm going to say yes.
In
I think
and for
Waluigi
those of
could
you
do
non-memers, I will put a picture of both of them on the screen.
it.
Could Waluigi defeat Big Chungus?
I say yes.
I'm gonna go with no.
Really? And why is that?
Okay, hang on. Let me before I make an ass out of myself. Let me look something really quick up. It's about Waluigi. I want to say he isn't. Um, Waluigi and Big Chungus. He is. Okay, I lied. I lied. What I was going to say is that the only skill that Waluigi has, other than having ginormously long legs, is he. First of all, he was originally a secondary character in the Mario Tennis games. So my original thought was he only knows how to handle a tennis racket, but he is in Mario Kart. So in theory, he could run over Big Chungus with his cart.
I don't know, man. Big Chungus is a big dude.
Big Chungus is big though. Like he's a beefy dude. I don't
All
know if
right,
he'll be able to
here's
take the force of a cart, but
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
He
I don't
might.
know.
He might. I never realized this. Waluigi, the L on his hat is upside down. I, honest to
Yeah.
God, never noticed that.
Well, it's like the
Maybe.
same way that Mario and Wario. Mario's M, Mario's
Well,
W.
yeah, I
So
guess.
L for
But
Luigi is
Luigi,
upside
yeah, oh,
down
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Now that I just had a big Dumbo moment.
a
Um,
little.
you see, my thing is, he could cut that big long mustache strand off and stab him with it. You know, because that's a pointy
Yeah.
mustache there. Not to mention, this guy's got some teeth. All right, Waluigi has got some teeth.
Yeah, he
All
could
right,
chomp on
yeah,
it.
big Chungus has got a lot of meat on him. All right, he's got a lot of meat there.
he's
All
he's
right,
a little thick.
I'm saying Big Chungus is going down.
I would agree with you as much as it pains me to say. Big
All
Chungus.
right.
Well, what attacks does Big Chungus have? No, we're not
Uh,
done yet. We have some logistics to
oh,
go through.
oof,
Okay.
oof, oof. All right. Well, he's big, so he probably couldn't jump very high. Well, he's
You're
also a
right.
rabbit, so
I
I was gonna say I was thinking he could pull like a Mario, you know, when you jump up and push down on the stick and then he like does a flip and baps on the ground. I was thinking he could probably do that pretty effectively,
oh,
but
like a ground pound.
Yeah.
Like a big Chungus ground pound.
Yeah, a big chungus ground
While
pound.
Waluigi can ground pound too, he's not as thick as Big Chungus.
Exactly. But I don't think Big Chungus could get up off the ground,
I
dude.
don't know, dude. I don't know. Big
I was
Chunk.
gonna
Well,
say,
like that's the
other
only
than
move
that,
that Big Chungus would
he could
have.
like slap him with his ears or something, or get a big roll, get some steam down a hill, and just
Yeah,
lay
so he could just
Waluigi
like
out.
lay down and just start rolling.
I don't know, man. I still think Waluigi takes it because even if he's rolling, Waluigi can just walk out of the way. He's got them long strides.
Oh,
He
he
can
could
get out
just
of the way
like
fast.
maybe he has. He
Or
can
he
like.
could just step over him.
Yeah, I was gonna say he could stretch his legs like he could stretch his legs over it until Big Chungus rolls through his legs and his crotch. That would be a move that I feel like Waluigi has some pretty good defense, but he's a little lacking on the offensive side.
I don't know.
Because like
Yet again, dude, he's got some teeth on him.
a tennis racket, and I guess his teeth. A tennis racket is a good weapon, but for Big Chungus, I don't think a tennis racket is going to do anything. There's no way he's strong enough to hit him
His
like a tennis ball.
is literally a shank.
Oh,
Have you seen Waluigi's mustache?
His mustache isn't brittle though. It's not going to snap in half like a piece of glass.
No. Oh, it will.
I don't know.
You
That's,
what? You don't put gel on your mustache, dude?
he might. There's no way.
Yeah,
like-
exactly. He might, cause that's
I mean, you're not wrong. He has some meaty legs. Not meaty legs. He has some long legs.
yeah. He doesn't have meaty legs.
No, Big Chungus has
He's
meaty
got
legs.
long
I don't know, dude.
Dude, I still think Waluigi
Because of
takes
his
it.
offense, and he does have some sharp teeth, some sharp chompers. You're not wrong there.
Yeah, he's got
Because
some
of
big chompers,
because
dude.
he can step out of the way, I do think that Waluigi would win.
Well, yeah. Just think, Big Chungus is he's a big boy. All right.
Well, clearly,
He's not stopping on a dime. He's gonna be rolling for a while. If he rolls into a river or something, I don't know, man. That's not gonna float.
Yeah, well, no, because the heavier you are, the more you float.
Oh, I guess.
You probably wouldn't
I'm
be able to
thinking
get out.
sheer weight. He's probably not gonna float. But
It's like a bowling ball. I think Waluigi takes
I can't
the cake.
believe we're actually debating who would win a fight, Waluigi or Big Chungus.
Well, you got me invested. I think Waluigi could just run away, and then Big Chungus would have to chase after him into some sort of
hey, Big Chungus would lose some weight too.
and then he'd go into Little Chungus and then just beat the shit out of Waluigi. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I think you're right. I think Waluigi would win.
All right, guys. We ended that one on a funny note.
Big Chungus.
We should do that. We always need to end on like the funniest note.
All right.
Like the funniest part. Like I'm glad we didn't do 18 through 20 because like that was a good one to end.
That was pretty good.
Anyway, guys, we're gonna pull some shameless plugs here. So, if you liked, please subscribe. Don't forget to like and comment any rebuttals, any facts, any definitions, things of that nature we might have missed.
Yeah.
Go ahead, check out both of our personal YouTube channels. We both do a lot of gaming stuff, and both of our channels' Twitter accounts.
Yeah.
There we give updates on various things. So.
And we didn't mention this in the last recording because I did it after the fact, but I
Yeah.
did make a Twitter for our podcast channel.
Oh yeah.
So if
we
you
did
do want
that.
updates on whenever we upload our podcast, please follow down below.
Yeah. I guess that's all we have for this time.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're doing next time.
Well, look,
Honestly, I have
that's
no
a
clue.
Separate
Look,
problem.
that's a later thing.
That is a later thing.
Alright. That is. Okay, guys. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.